Tale 17 of Grimm Tales Made Gay. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. This recording is by Mark Smith of Simpsonville, South Carolina. Grimm Tales Made Gay by Guy Wetmore Carroll. Tale 17, How a Princess Was Wooed from Habitual Sadness. In days of old the King of Saxe had singular opinions, for with a weighty battle-axe he brutalized his minions, and when he'd nothing to employ his mind, he chose a village, and with an air of savage joy delivered it to pillage. But what aroused within his breast a rage well-nigh primeval was, most of all, his daughter dressed in fashion medieval. The gowns that pleased this maiden's eye were simple as Utopia, and for a hat she had a high, inverted cornucopia. In all her life she'd never smiled, her sadness was abysmal. The boisterous monarch found his child unutterably dismal. He therefore said the prince who made her laughter from its shell come, besides in ducats being paid, might wed the girl, and welcome. I ought to say, ere I forget, she was uncommon comely. Who ever read a grim tale yet in which the girl was homely? And so the king's announcement drew 9 princes in a column, but all in vain. The princess grew, if anything, more solemn. One read her innocence abroad, the next wore clothes eccentric, the third one swallowed half his sword, as in the circus tent trick. Thus 8 of them into her cool reserve but deeper shoved her. There was but one authentic fool, the prince who really loved her. He'd alternate between the height of hope and deep abasement. He caught distressing colds at night by watching 'neath her casement. He did what I have done, I know, and you, I do not doubt it. Instead of bottling up his woe, he bored his friends about it. In brooding on the ways of fate, long hours he daily wasted. His food remained upon his plate, 'twas scarcely touched or tasted. He said the bitter things of love all lovers save a few say, and learned by heart the verses of Swinburne and A. de Musset. This attitude his wished-for bride to silent laughter goaded, until he talked of suicide, and then the girl exploded. "You make me laugh, and so," she said, "I'll marry you next season." Not half the people who are wed have half so good a reason. The moral: the deliberate clown can never beat love's barriers down. 'Tis better to be, like the owl, comic because so grave a fowl. From him we well may take our cue, by him be taught to wit, to woo. End of Tale 17. How a Princess Was Wooed from Habitual Sadness.